Overtime computation in Ghana. Introduction. Sections 33 to 39 of the Labor Act 2003, Act 651, explains the hours of work. In summary, the law indicates that you expected to work 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week. Note that this does not specify the exact days in the week. A worker is due for overtime when you exceed the 40 hours a week as indicated in Section 33. Section 34 allows the employer to prescribe longer hours of work on certain days in the week, whilst other days will have shorter hours of work. In spite of those arrangements, total hours of work in a week should not exceed 40 hours. The longer hours should not also exceed 9 hours, otherwise the employee shall qualify to receive overtime pay. This is also applicable to workers who are on shift system. They are expected to work maximum 40 hours a week per their timetable as indicated in Section 36 of the law. Let us use an example to explain the above. If on Monday you work 9 hours, Tuesday you work 7 hours, and then from Wednesday to Friday you work 8 hours each. This gives a total of 40 hours for the week. In this case you don't qualify for overtime. Section 34 also adds that, in the event the work is seasonal, the total hours in a day should not exceed 10 hours and total hours in the week should also not exceed 40 hours, otherwise employee is due for overtime payment. Please pay attention to Section 35, which explains that a worker may not be required to undertake an overtime unless there is a fixed rate of payment agreed between the employer and the worker. This means that before your employer makes you do overtime, you have to be sure there is an agreed rate for overtime payment in the company. It also indicates that employees shall not be forced to do overtime unless it's an emergency where the lives and property is at risk or the very nature of the work by default require overtime. Section 38 also indicates that in some life-threatening works overtime hours worked may not qualify for overtime pay. Share, like and follow us to learn how to compute the overtime pay in Part 2 of Overtime Computation in Ghana. You can contact us on 054-514-6296 or 026-399-5946. Drop a question in the comment section to get more clarity if needed.